identify yourself. You're Mr. Headrick?
Yes, thank you very much. I'm Gary Headrick, representing San County Green, and also residents organized for safe environment, San Onofre Safety, Peace Resource Center, Citizens Oversight Committee, and we put a lot of...
how many other people are you speaking on behalf of in the audience here? Hey. All right, very good, very good. We'll give you 3 minutes.
Thank you very much. We put a lot of thought and energy into the message that we have to share with you, and I appreciate you giving us the time to share that in public. The main one is cut our losses, not a penny more to Edison. And the message in detail is it's time to cut our losses and permanently shut down the defective San Onofre nuclear reactors. Edison's plan to restart, even at partial power, defective and damaged equipment is unacceptable. This is not a prudent or reasonable plan for ensuring cost-effective and reliable power. Forcing customers to pay potentially billions of dollars for Edison's aging and crippled nuclear reactors is unacceptable. Edison and SDG&E customers already have some of the highest electricity rates in California and the nation. The CPUC investigation should analyze costs and reliability through the current license period. This will show that Edison mismanaged defective and aging nuclear reactors and are a bad investment for California ratepayers. Near-term replacements for San Onofre Power should emphasize reducing demand and strengthening energy efficiency and renewable options. This would address potential economic and environmental impacts from the San Onofre outage. The OII proceedings regarding San Onofre should be conducted in the area most impacted by the decisions of these proceedings, and particularly the pre-hearing conference. And I'll just hit the bullet points to finish up. All costs related to the defective equipment, including power purchases, inspections, and repairs, should be borne by the shareholders, not ratepayers, since Edison is responsible for the failed design and installation of the steam generators. Point 2. Edison's 10-3-2012 plan to restart nuclear reactor Unit 2 without fixing it is not prudent to ensure cost-effective and reliable power. Number 3. The OII must consider the cost-effectiveness of Edison's proposal to restart only the Unit 2 reactor in light of the Commission decision finding facts of 153 that split shutdown scenario is more costly than shutting down both units. Number 4. When evaluating the prudency of continued operation of these aging and defective reactors, the CPUC should include economic impacts through the end of the current license period. 5. The consequences of relying on this proven unreliable plan should be included in the scope of the OII. 6. Near-term replacements for San Onofre Power should emphasize reducing demand and strengthening energy efficiency and renewable options. The Commission should establish a pilot program for quick, clean replacement resources for nuclear power. A portion of the billions of dollars of energy efficiency funds should be used to reduce demand in the areas formerly served by San Onofre. The Commission should address the issue of the backlog of renewable energy waiting to be connected in Edison's queue. Thank you very much.
Coming here. We do have one other speaker I'd like to recognize, and that's Zora. Welcome.
Thank you for letting me speak here.
You can start.
Okay. I'm speaking for all the kids in Southern California. I live in Idyllwild, a small town just 10 miles past the official evacuation zone. At the school, there are the kids who are on the free lunch plans. Numbers have more than doubled. I think it's a shame that so much money was wasted on a plan that broke down so soon, and I hope you won't waste more money on this plan that's making radioactive waste that no one can get rid of. Please put your money into something that doesn't put my future into financial jeopardy. Thank you.
Item 34, please say aye. Aye. So it's unanimous. And going forward, the investigation of everyone displayed courtesy, kept within the time limits we set at all, and I think we got to hear just about everything that was to be said.
We just got out of the California Public Utilities Commission meeting, and we did hear a lot of the public there, but we didn't get to all of our message across because of the limited time. So that's why we're having this press conference. We heard a lot of statements in there about the future. Sometime in the future, we're going to get into renewables. Sometime way in the future, and we've got to get this nuclear reactor back online. Well, I'll tell you, the future is now. Now is the time when, like it or not, we have to shut this down and go to renewable energy. This is what's going on. And they may not like it. They may not like they go to renewables, but now is the time to shut down the reactor and move over to safe, reliable, renewable energy. Now, they say safety is not their responsibility at this commission, but of course, safety can be very expensive. If you have an unsafe reactor, how much are we spending over here? So if they dodge the safety issue, we're wondering what they're doing with their job. So let's not let them do that. Now, I'm an engineer, and I've looked this over, and I'll tell you, there's no way out of this. There's no safe way out of this. They've got to shut these down. They may talk about it for another 18 months, but there's no way it's going to be viable to start these up. Just forget it. If they want to save money and all the ratepayers' money, ask me about it. I'll tell you what to do. Shut it down now and move along, because they're just wasting money every step of the way. I'm worried a little bit about their OII, although it's great that they're starting it. But I want to see the ratepayers' rates cut right away. I don't want to wait for 18 months. Let's get them cut right away. If you're a ratepayer now and you're paying these rates and they say, we're going to reimburse you later, what if you move? They're going to follow you around the United States and give you a check somewhere? I don't think so. A lot of people are going to have the shaft if they go through this approach of waiting 18 months. They also say nuclear power is green, low carbon footprint. All myths. Nuclear power is one of the most carbon intensive types of energy there is. From mining all the way to disposing of the waste, it's just a disaster. The only time it's carbon friendly is when they're actually using it in the plant. That's it. All the rest of the time, it's terrible. So it's not zero emissions, it's not green. All that is myths. Now, even the CEO of General Electric makes a lot of these things, and he says nuclear energy is no longer financially viable. If you get somebody that's the CEO of a company that makes nuclear reactors and nuclear steam generators and all the rest of it, saying that it's not viable, then you know there's a problem. At this point, I'd like to introduce some other speakers that have been central to this battle, and that I want to congratulate all of them for their input, as well as all the people here that you see behind me, which is, want to take that off? Oh, okay. All the people who are here with other agendas that are behind us, all to do with Southern California Edison. This is a company that's out of control. You see their executives making millions and millions of dollars, and squandering the public's money, squandering the public's confidence that they're going to do what is best for the community. Instead, what do? Only what's best for their bottom line and their pockets. That's the only thing that they are interested in, and that's a shame. First, I'd like to introduce Gene Stone. Come on up. He's with Residents Organized for a Safe Environment, and he does live in San Clemente and very central to the organization.
Thank you so much. Residents Organized for a Safe Environment is very happy that the PUC has decided to do the OII, although we're very concerned how the approach will be. One of the first things that I noticed in the proceedings today is that all of the Chamber of Commerce members that came to speak should have had a qualifier. Oh, I received money from California Edison. Every Chamber of Commerce there that spoke there today, you can be assured, has received money. it looks like, although we didn't get an email like we did from the union about their coming to the NRC meeting, I'm sure there's an email out there that had the same 3 talking points that all of the Chamber of Commerce people were using. So that was pretty scripted. But I think at these kind of public meetings, there ought to be a disclaimer if you've been paid to come to a meeting like this and spout off for the nuclear industry. So that's very concerning. Now, the question is, will the PUC work for the good of the public? And their record is atrocious at that. We can only hope for the best, and we need to encourage all of us to coordinate more often, work together more often, to come together in this public process that is our right here in America, and that is to be participants in our own future. So I encourage all of us to do that, and thank you very much for this opportunity.
Okay, let's give a big hand to Dean Stone. Okay, next I'd like to welcome Donna Gilmore to the podium here to say a few words about her involvement. Thanks a lot, Donna. Come on up. Give her a hand.
Hi, my name is Donna Gilmore. I live in San Clemente, a few miles from San Onofre. I manage the sanonofresafety.org website, where anything you want to know about San Onofre you can find there, government-based documents, scientific documents. I think the Chamber of Commerce need to take a look at that website, because they went into this meeting saying they need San Onofre because it's cost-effective and reliable. It's actually the opposite. And now Edison wants to restart 2 reactors that have the worst steam generators, a critical part to keeping that plant from melting down, the worst steam generators in the nation. And they want to restart it without fixing it. I mean, that's insane. Why? And this should be not an 18-month OII. It should be a couple of days. It doesn't take but a couple of days to look at this data and know it's time to just shut it down and give us our money back. You know? These steam generators, they're so bad, they have decades of wear. After being installed less than 2 years, decades of wear and 1 leak radiation. Are we counting nuclear parts in dog years now? One thing Commissioner Sandoval said, she said that Orange County is where the problem is. Even though San Onofre supplies San Diego and Orange County, apparently we're the stress area. And one opportunity we have here is they're talking about directing billions of energy efficiency funds to the area that's most at stress. So that means we could have in Orange County an aggressive energy efficiency program, replace inefficient air conditioners, create jobs with that program, install insulation. We have a fabulous opportunity to bring billions of dollars into Orange County and some San Diego County right now. And this should not be in a long-term procurement. This should be a short-term solution. We can do it now. If Edison and San Diego Gas and Electric look at what SMUD does, Sacramento Municipal Utility District, they shut down their Rancho Seco nuclear plant. They use energy efficiency and conservation as one of their main tools. Edison and San Diego Gas and Electric's energy efficiency program is a friggin' joke. If you ever look at it, you'll see it doesn't work. And it's time they quit getting away with it. It's time to hold the PUC and these utilities accountable to do a real energy efficiency program. I think also in this OII, we should consider the long-term costs of San Onofre, not just this small outage time. It's going to cost over $3.5 billion, not billion, $3.5 billion to comply with once-through cooling laws, so they quit killing the marine life in the ocean. And that would be outside the scope of this. All the costs coming, the seismic problems at San Onofre where they don't meet current earthquake standards, the retrofits that would be required, all that needs to be considered. So it's time to cut our losses and shut this plant down.
Thank you, Donna. That's one of the workhorses. spokespersons of the entire community, Donna, Gilmore, thank you very much. And a comment was just said to me that's very apt. All these people talking about the Chamber of Commerce, I think we should get some input from the Fukushima Chamber of Commerce and see how well they're doing with the plant they wanted to keep open for far too long. Okay, so next we heard from this gentleman inside. He is the stalwart campaigner for this whole effort to get this shut down. Let me introduce now Gary Headrick. Come on up and give him a hand.
Well, thank you very much. It's an honor to represent such a great group of citizens that are willing to step out and speak for safety and reliability and watching out for ourselves when regulators are not doing their job. Today was a milestone in a process that we know is going to be a long road, but we also know that the financial aspects of nuclear power is the one keystone that will keep us on the right track towards decommissioning these power plants. We've seen it time and time again, and it's more and more in the news where the financial ramifications of nuclear power just don't add up, and that's going to be our winning cause. Meanwhile, we have some pretty frightening situations that we need to deal with as a society, and we've spoken a lot about cost and reliability today, but I don't want to overlook the fact that we are long overdue for an earthquake in California. And the great shakeout just took place where our emergency planners actually anticipate an earthquake capable of a 7.8 magnitude earthquake. And we all know that the power plant is designed for a 7.0 earthquake. The difference between a 7.0 and a 7.8 is more than 6 times the amount of force. And there's no way that's going to withstand a major earthquake, considering the reactors, the spent fuel that's in pools. It's an accident waiting to happen. So I encourage you to get involved and go to a website that we made. It's called The Great Fallout instead of The Great Shakeout, because in all of the emergency planning, there's no discussion about what to do in case of a radiation alert and what we'll have to do in the case of a plume coming to our residence when an earthquake's taken out all our windows and transportation is impossible. So we have to shut this down for a number of reasons, and probably our best hope of winning this is going to be through the financial end of it. But there's so many things and so many reasons for everyone to get involved that this is the time to do it. We can't wait. This is really important, and I encourage you all to participate. Thank you very much.
The next speaker I'd like to invite up here is Ace Hoffman. He's a technical guy who knows a lot about nuclear technology, and let him speak about that. Thank you, Ace.
Thank you, Ray. I'm really amazed that this is the 30th, 40th public hearing that we've been to, and just in the last 2 years about San Onofre. But things keep going wrong. First there was Fukushima, which got a lot of people interested, and then the steam generators busted. San Onofre is leaking like a sieve right now. Now, I'm not talking about the radiation. I'm talking about all the whistleblowers who have been coming forward to Gary and to myself and to everybody else and telling us about the many, many problems that are growing there. The steam generators, I mean, we're learning all sorts of new words like fretting and void fraction and fluid elastic instability. And what do all these things mean? Well, they mean that the steam generators are very seriously busted, and Unit 2 is almost exactly the same as Unit 3. And if you look at all those technical terms, you don't get to a place where they seriously diverge. There's some talk about maybe Mitsubishi had constructed some of the holes in the anti-vibration bars. That's another term you've got to learn incorrectly. And so Unit 3 might have been a little different. But it's not. We've had Dan Hirsch looked at it, and Arnie Gunderson looked at it, and David Lockbaum looked at it. And we even have a team from San Onofre with people that are still working there and supplying us with information on the side, looking at it. And all 4 of these teams of experts say Unit 2 cannot be restarted. So what's left? What is it left for these guys at the CPUC to learn when the answers are obvious in every way, shape, and form? Even if they had a perfect reactor, a perfect steam generator, you'd still be piling up the fuel. at the rate of 250 pounds per day per reactor, and there's no solution to that. And the NRC admitted at the hearing last week, or October 9th, that they have no solution to the waste problem. So with no solution to the waste problem and no solution to the steam generator problem, it's time to pack it in. Thank you very much.
So I want to underscore the time is now to get together, join together. Everybody has to come out and join forces against this. The time to move along to renewable energy is now. We've got to move on. We've got to put a stop to this company not listening to the community.